Hello everyone, Chris here with Platinum Reviews, and after 110 hours, I can safely say, here is the Platinum Review for Persona 5 Strikers. Gosh, that's beautiful. So I'm going to let you know right off the bat before we jump into anything, I'm not going to be showing anything past the first area in the first jail. This scene right here is the opening scene. So I'm not going to be showcasing a whole lot past that. Also, this is on merciless difficulty, I believe. So if you're like, man, he's getting whooped, it's hard. So yeah, this is on merciless difficulty. So we'll jump into the review. Now, if you do not know what a platinum review is, that is where I platinum a game, I get all the trophies available in it, and then I give you the review. As you can see before, 110 hours. I put the time and effort into this game, and I'm so glad to finally say that this is a platinum review for Persona 5 Strikers. Now, Persona 5 Strikers is made by Koei Tecmo and Atlas Games. If you do not know what Koei Tecmo is, they make Musu type games. Dynasty Warriors, One Piece Pirate Warriors. If you don't know what Musu type game is, those are similar games to this. Um, Pretty much you're controlling your character and you go around killing thousands of enemies as they attack you. And really fun, fast paced game. This is a Musu type game, but it has RPG elements to it, and I think they did a really good job at weaving RPG with a Musu type game. It's something that I was like, what? How is that going to work? It works. I don't know. Now, Persona 5 Strikers is a direct sequel from Persona 5. If you have not played Persona 5 Royale, which is um, Persona 5 with some extra content to it, you don't have to worry because it is a direct sequel from Persona 5, not Persona 5 Royale. There was another spin off game, Persona 5 Dancing in Moonlight or whatever. Got the platinum on that, by the way, and have a review, I believe. But yeah, if this is only a direct sequel to Persona 5. So yeah, if you haven't played Persona 5 and you don't want to play it, there is another option too. You can watch. There's an anime that pretty much goes over the first entire game. Really good anime. So definitely check it out if you're a fan of Persona 5, or if you like, hey, this game looks cool. Yeah, check out that before playing this game because you will jump into this and be confused. So if you yeah, like I was saying earlier, if you haven't seen my reviews, I don't really talk about the story. This is no different. This is the first jail opening scene. I'm not going to really go too in depth with the story. I'm going to try and avoid as much spoilers as possible. Um, so we're going to keep story talk to a bare minimum. However, I do have to discuss a couple things just because it's gameplay related. But yes, is bare minimum. So Persona 5 uh, I forgot the name of the game. Strikers. There we go. Persona 5 Strikers. You are the Phantom Thieves, and they're back at it. And you're Persona 5. You were in just one area in Japan. You weren't traveling anything like that. Just one area, and you were going into Palace and taking hearts. This one's different because you are traveling around Japan. You're going to different cities and different areas, and each area you're going into jails and you're taking back desires. So it's still the same basis as far as like jails, palaces, whatnot, uh, but a little bit different. As far as you traveling around to these different cities, the cities are beautiful, vibrant. People are walking around, look fun, but there's nothing to do there. There's no a pizzazz to it. I don't know. I can't even think of a word. That's how disappointing the cities are. You have these big cities and there's nothing to do in it. Persona 5, you can go to the batting cages, sauna, you can go to the library and go read. You could do all these different things. And in these cities, there's nothing to do at all. So it would have been nice to have some side stuff that you can do in the cities and everything, but there's not. And I think that was a huge miss for me. Also, another huge miss, the fusion. Now, Persona 5 has amazing, just beautiful fusion. If you don't know what fusion is, it's where you get personas and you can fuse them together to make a stronger persona. You get your Persona Compondrium or Compendrium, however you pronounce it, and yeah, it's pretty much an encyclopedia for personas, and you're trying to get 100% on it. This one's a very, very dumbed down version, and I'm going to say that a lot with this game, dumbed down compared to Persona 5, because Persona 5 was so great. And this one, I mean, it's not a bad game at all, but it's just like a little dumbed down version. So the fusions in the game, their Persona 5 had multiple different types of fusions, different fusions that you can choose, different things that you can do with the personas. This one doesn't. This, you can enhance your personas, you can fuse your personas, you can fuse two, three, four, or I think two, three, and possibly four. But it's the same exact fusion. Nothing really changes with them, just makes them a little bit stronger. This is a fusion for them, and it's the same exact one for every single one that you do. It's just a kind of a dumbed down version compared to what Persona 5 had. I wish they would have built on what Persona 5 had with the fusions and built on it from there, not pull back what they created, because I thought the fusions in Persona 5 was solid. And to pull that back and be like, oh, well, let's take that away. Like, no, you shouldn't have done that. It should have been more thorough, more thought out, and just more things to do with that. I really, really enjoyed that with Persona 5, and I think that was a huge miss for me as far as the fusions are concerned. Also, there's less personas to collect, so that was disappointing too. Um, so, as I was saying, you travel to all these different areas in your trusty automobile, your RV. It's a dope RV, but your RV takes place of a lot of different things. So with you traveling, you do not have the ability to go to like the gun shop and everything. So instead, you can shop from your RV using your phone. You can also cook from your RV with ingredients that you collect while playing the game, also recipes that you collect. And then there is also the request feature. Now, requests that you get from different characters in the game, like, hey, I need you to go find this item and give it to me, or go kill this enemy, uh, make this persona and then show it to me, stuff like that. And there's a lot of different requests in the game, but a lot of them are rinse and repeat. So they're very cookie cutter as far as you have one and then you're going to do it again, but just different like names to it. So there's not a huge difference between the request in the game, and there's a lot in there. There's a lot of requests. You don't have to complete every request for the platinum. You just have to complete most of them. So I just took it upon myself to complete every one. But yeah, you don't have. I think you could miss like one or two. But yeah, as far as the requests, a lot of them are very, very similar. Some of them do lock out depending on if you leave a city and go to the next city, you might be locked out of certain requests. So you just want to make sure you get those completed. As far as the jails, you can go back to them. So like I said, this is the first area in the first jail after already beating it. So you can go back to those jails and do stuff. So if you miss a treasure chest, you can always go back to it later on, stuff like that. Um, so the story is good, and I think the extra stuff, as far as outside of the story, is kind of dull. Yeah, it leaves a lot to be wished for, I guess. A lot of things that I wish they would have changed or added on, but oh well. Next thing we're going to touch on is the gameplay. I can kind of dive deeper into it now with this more in-depth look with the gameplay here. So, like I said, you can pause the combat as I don't know what it's called, your abilities, pull up your abilities for your persona, and you can kind of stop and see like, okay, here's this enemy. This enemy's weak to this. My Morgana's half health. I should look into healing Morgana. You can look at different things, look at your different skills, see who's weak to what, and kind of pick out where you're going to hit. A lot of little things, and it pauses the battle while you do it. So it's really cool how they added that kind of RPG element to what would be just a complete fast-paced game. Also, you can switch between your characters in battle and out of battle. with baton pass, so you can switch them in battle freely or outside of battle, and you can control them outside of battle too. Each character plays very, very different compared to the other one. I found myself not really glued onto one character. I was liking every single one. There's not one character I prefer more than the other one, just because I liked every one. And there'd be times where I start leaning towards one character and then I play another one. I'm like, oh, this character's amazing. So every character is really, really awesome in their own. And yeah, I really, really like the gameplay in the game. Now, one issue with Musu type games is the camera angle. The camera angle tends to get lost while you're playing. So let's say you're locked onto an enemy, they go behind you. The camera will kind of do this weird thing, and you might get lost and have to like un unlock onto the enemy and move the camera around and lock back on, or they might get lost behind a building kind of thing. So the camera's always kind of janky in these type of games. Something that's been going on for a long time with Musu type games, and something I'm kind of used to, but definitely still a complaint that I have. Now, music to Persona is like peanut butter to jelly. I hate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but I mean they go together. Music in Persona 5 is amazing. I loved the music in Persona 5. That being said, Persona 5 Strikers music, while not being bad, I'm not saying that's bad or anything like that, it's kind of dumbed down. A lot of the music is kind of rinse and repeat. So, and not rinse and repeat between Persona 5 and Strikers, but repeat as far as I'm in one jail, I go to the next jail. Some of the same sounds are used from that jail to the other ones. They don't really change anything between the jails. While in Persona 5, things were so different between palaces, like music wise. So I really feel like that was definitely a miss as well for me. Also, Persona 5 Strikers, you don't have confidants. You can't build relationships with people using confidants. You can't romance people. There's a lot of things that, like I said, just dumbed down compared to Persona 5. And that really, really hurts when you have such a perfect game and you see things taken away from it. Um, as far as my review for Persona 5 Strikers, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great, great game, but they just pulled so much back instead of building on it for a sequel, and that kind of hurt my score for Persona 5 Strikers. The Platinum is probably about a 5 out of 10. It's not a difficult Platinum. It is long, though. If you have any questions about the trophies, let me know in the comments below. I'll help you out the best I can. Don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a ton. And don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know in the comments below, like I said, if you have any questions about any trophies, anything, I'll help you out the best I can. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, don't stop getting them trophies. I'll catch you guys next time on the next Platinum Review.